Nothing says fall harvest like the mighty pumpkin. Part of the squash family, a native to North America, the pumpkin makes a great pie and is famous for spooky decoration, along with some extreme recreation. Let's head north to the Innisfail area, where just a few clicks beyond, we discover the strawberry fields of the Jungle Farm.
Hi, I'm Leona Staples, and I'm a fourth-generation farmer.
And I'm Blaine Staples, co-owner of the Jungle Farm.
I grew up on this farm. I lived in the house that we currently live in, that my great-grandfather built, that my grandfather lived in, so that my father lived in, so we're still here.
I grew up on a farm in southern Alberta, about 70 miles north of Medicine Hat, and farmed all my life. The name has been in the family for many years. Leona's great-grandfather named it very shortly after he moved on to the farm here. We discovered this name had been actually registered as a farm name in Alberta and hadn't been used actively, but we thought it would be a good name to kind of catch people's attention and make them curious about what we do here.
My dad had I always said, dirt in his blood. He was a true farmer through and through. And Dad always said that he didn't anticipate one of us children coming back. I was probably the least likely to come back to farm. It's become a real passion for me to share farming, to share agriculture. And, so we do that at our farm. Through the direct sales, we do it through the schools. There's just time and time again, we can share how we grow food and the passion we have for agriculture.
Leona and Blaine have been farming together here for over 17 years. They raised 3 sons, who are now also very active in the business. This is amazing, considering the Jungle Farm has surpassed 100 years of continued family farming on this property.
We grow about 10 different varieties of lettuce, so everything from romaine to butter to Batavian, so lots of different things. But what we're really known for is our strawberries.
Our strawberries now, we're growing them on black plastic. We're using drip irrigation. There's a lot of technology that goes into growing products here and to get the very best produce possible with using the least amount of pesticides and things like that.
We also have raspberries. We grow pumpkins, pickling cucumbers, squash, artichokes, zucchini, and onions. All of our vegetables grown at the Jungle Farm are actually grown in the greenhouse, except for spinach. It's seeded outside. Everything else we start in the greenhouse and we transplant out, partially because of the season length that we have. And artichokes is a good example of that. Artichokes, we have to start at the beginning of March in our greenhouse. We transplant out at the first part of May, depending on the year and what the weather gives us at that time. It's a cold weather crop. It likes it cooler. It doesn't need to have hot weather. But it needs to have that extra time at the beginning of the season.
We get up early in the morning and get out and spend most of the day outside. We find that people don't understand that they can't get a hold of us on our home phone all day long, but that's because we're outside pretty much from morning till dark, and it's a matter of checking different crops, seeing what needs to be irrigated, getting irrigation done, deciding what the next thing that needs to be done as far as planting.
Every year we try to have a number of festivals to celebrate what's happening in the season. So we have a strawberry festival to celebrate the strawberry season. And we started probably about 5 years ago having a fall festival with our idea of celebrating harvest. And we do everything around kind of a pumpkin theme because of course that kind of fits in with fall. So we redecorate our barn with bales and corn stalks and pumpkins and squash. We have a ton of activities that families can just come and have fun. Keeping in the pumpkin theme, we do a pumpkin slingshot. We have a pumpkin cannon called the Pumpkinator.
We generally fire it off 3 or 4 times per show, so we shoot out a couple different types of pumpkins and see what we can do, if we can make them blow up in midair or what happens. It's been dubbed the Pumpkinator, but throughout central Alberta here, it's built on a 500-gallon propane tank with a 40-foot barrel, and it'll launch a pumpkin about a 1/4 mile. So quite an attraction.
Another attraction is the new 60-foot strawberry mountain slide.
And it's very fitting to name it after our strawberries, as that's really the crop that we've become best known for. So it's been a very popular spot. So this is the first year it's open in the fall here, and if anyone comes in, that is the number one thing that they will comment on, is the slide.
Although Strawberry Mountain dominates the landscape, the real focus point at the Jungle Farm is their unique on-site store.
This barn that is behind me was built in 1940s. And was built by a shipbuilder, and it was on another quarter that we farm. And it was getting to be on a tilt, and we knew we were going to have to do something with it. After some modifications, and here we had a store that I think really kind of typifies what our farm is, you know, that heritage and the family connections, and we were able to create that, and we stock it with obviously our own produce, as well as all the things that we make with our produce, so our pickles and our jams and syrups and jellies and pies.
It's a real classic little red barn. It's people see it from the road and they're really interested and stop in to see what it's all about.
The pumpkin season runs from September to October, and these bright orange gourds come in all shapes and sizes. Leona and Blaine belong to numerous organizations that share their passion for agriculture and tourism.
The Alberta Farm Fresh Producers Association are the representatives of farm direct marketers in the province. So that's anyone that sells their product directly to the public, to retail rather than to wholesale. A big part of selling direct to the consumer is educating them about where their food comes from and, you know, what some of the advantages of buying direct from the farmer are.
Because we're with Innisfell growers, and there's 5 of us, so we can all specialize in what we do and do it well, we are able to kind of go further than our local Innisfell market or the local Red Deer market. Innisfell growers goes to about 20 farmers markets throughout the summer season. We do have 2 year-round markets. One is the Calgary Farmers Market, and the second one is we do a winter delivery, we call it, to Red Deer.
Jungle Farm produce is available at their on-site general store and at farmers markets under the Innisfell Growers banner.
This is our job. This is what we do. And we really truly have to be passionate to keep on doing it, because it is very risky.
It's a lot of hard work. It's, you know, we obsess over the weather every day. You look at the sky and wonder what's going to happen next. When you've got a passion for things and you create things with your own hands, naturally the pride follows.